there's this story we haven't talked about yet, and now it's kind of coming to at least an end in one sense and only the beginning in another sense. Theodore Wafer has been charged with murder in the shooting of Renisha McBride, and he was charged with second-degree murder, manslaughter, and a related gun charge. Now, Renisha McBride was a 19-year-old, and the story as we know it to date, Lewis, is that she appears to have been in a car accident, and several blocks away, she went to a house, and she showed up at that house and knocked on the door, and it happened to be the home of Theodore Wafer. It's not totally clear what happened during the contact between Theodore Wafer and Renisha McBride, but it ended with Wafer shooting Renisha McBride dead with his gun, and there is absolutely no evidence that it was a shooting in self-defense. It was not a close-range shooting. Every indication is that she was outside of his home, and she died. She died right then and there. Initially, there was not a determination made about whether charges would or would not be filed against Theodore Wafer. They have been filed, and now we are going to get a trial. We know second-degree murder is tough, Lewis. We know that second-degree murder, when it came to George Zimmerman, led to an acquittal. Of course, the facts in that case are totally different than in this case. Do you think that at this point, this being different, there's not even... The facts are even clearer than they were when it came to the Zimmerman case. Can we all be pretty sure that Theodore Wafer wishes he had not shot and killed this woman now, and he probably realizes his life was not in danger? Or do you think that this may be a Zimmerman type situation where the guy to the end will maintain, I feared for my life?
Well, he could say that and not mean it too. In the end, he might just be glad he killed a black person. Who knows? It could be one of those situations. But it's impossible to say.
Yeah, and every time a story like this happens, you're not, I mean, Lewis is being a little bit facetious, but every time there's this discussion of, okay, hold on, what role did race play in this? What was the role of race here? And we don't really know for sure what it was, Lewis, but certainly people are asking about that.
You know what? If I think about it, I have a hard time believing that if it were a white man in his 40s or 50s wearing a suit who showed up on that doorstep, things might have gone a little bit differently.
When you frame it that way, it's hard to imagine. But remember, middle of the night, 1:40 in the morning. Detroit. Yeah, there's. We don't want to jump to conclusions, but we're not the only ones thinking of the racial components here. And these shootings, these homicides, whether they're black on black, white on white, Asian on Inuit, whatever they are tragic. When there are racial elements, they should lead us to have an additional conversation as well, regardless of what the races are. We're going to follow the story. Certainly, I think that this is the right charge. We will see eventually what a jury decides here.